Yesterday's Abuja Municipal Area Council elections were defined by low voter turnout as expected, with many polling units in Wuse and Garki sitting nearly empty. But where voters were absent, the business of politics was in full swing. Reports from observers like CDD West Africa highlighted brazen vote buying by APC agents, with financial inducements ranging from 1,000 to 10,000 naira being exchanged for thumbprints. It seems the strategy wasn't to win hearts, but to buy the silence of a struggling electorate. Poverty has now been weaponized by Nigerian politicians. Let's see how it's going down over there in Abuja.
Election started on a very cozy atmosphere in Garki. From Garki, we went to the Abysmally estates where the candidate of the ADC, Moses Paul, cast his votes. But one thing that is noticeable there is that of a voter apathy. For instance, in one particular polling unit where they have 454 registered voters, less than 30 voters came to cast their vote as at 11:40 a.m. When I asked the presiding officer, Noye Obianyo, she attributed the situation to factors due to maybe the situation, the sit-at-home situation order, ordered by the FCT administration. So generally, there was voters apathy there. And the situation room gave a press briefing about what they have seen on ground, and they complained about the malfunctioning of beavers, election security, vote buying and selling in some places, and the issue of technical glitches. One of the polling units we discovered that we spoke with the presiding officer, and what he told us was that when they insert the details of the voters on the beavers, it shows no results. These arrangements, coupled with the fact that there were no seats earlier, affected, it caused the delay, and as such, they were not able to start on time. So, but presently, we are presently at Continental Hotel in Abuja, where situation room and other CSOs are giving an update on what they have done so far. And with me here is a member of the situation room, Agape. She wants to give an update so far on what they have said so far. Hello. Yes. Please, can you tell us what you have said so far?
All right, good afternoon all. So far, there is a relatively calm environment in the FCT. The only thing that we'll say is that voters came out very slowly. In AMAC, we didn't have a lot of people come out in the early hours of voting. But as you move to Kuje, Kwali, Gwagwalada, we later started seeing queues of people showing that people had started coming out just before noon. There hasn't been any real issues with the beavers from our reports, just in about 2 places where we had malfunctioning beavers machines. Besides that, everything had worked efficiently. Security personnel, professional, very courteous, addressed observers with politeness, and everyone was happy that the security personnel deployed for the election were adequately, you could see their presence and treated people in a good manner.
But we understand that when you gave your press briefing, there were reported cases of vote buying, selling and commercialization of votes.
Definitely. There was widespread vote buying. That means in many places vote buying was observed. In some places it was done discreetly, and in other places it was open. And we gave an example of one of the places where it was done openly, right here in AMAC.
Okay, that is one of the personnel of the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room. Another issue of concern that was raised was for people living with disabilities. There were no assistive materials for them. And so there was serious complaints, and the general consensus was that in subsequent elections, arrangements would be made for people with disabilities, because for them, what happened was a systematic exclusion and disenfranchisement.